Hey everyone, so today I'm back with an updated flip through. I know my past few videos have been flip through videos, but with summer break and moving, our routine has been way off, but the girls are back in school this week, so I'm hoping to get more of a variety of videos posted for you guys. But for today's flip through, I do have some changes that I've been wanting to share with you guys. I'm still in my personal size Louis Vuitton agenda, so let me show you how it's set up. For the most part, the foundation is still the same, but I did add quite a few things. Here I have some of our pocket cards. I have an if found card with my contact info, an emergency card with my emergency contacts, this hello contact card. I have my task cards. These are super helpful for my planning. I talk a little bit about it in this video. I'll link it above. Here, this might be something new. I put washi tape back in my planner. This washi tape is from Simply Gilded. I have my same dashboard that I've used for years. And then behind it, I have two pocket pages from Catspresso. And here I have our new sticky notes. And then here you can't really see it well, but I have this little stencil that I made for myself. It's super thin and flexible. It's kind of like just the acetate that you use for dashboards, and I really like how thin it is because my Tombow dual tip marker can go over these really well as opposed to the thicker stencils. So I've been using this a ton lately, so I keep it handy here in this front pocket. And then the second pocket page are more sticky notes. All of them are in this taupe color, which if you've been following me, you know that I'm obsessed with taupe right now. And then here I have my first 4 set of dividers. So I have 4 side tab dividers and another 4 side tab dividers. And then I also have bottom tab dividers. So I'll explain what I use each of those for. So here is my yearly section. And in here I have my usual year at a glance calendar where I track my periods. And then here is that first bottom tab. It says goals. So it's just a separation between this calendar and my goals. So this is another new thing that I added. I've always had my goals inserts right at the front of my planner, but I updated them for 2023. So you're getting a little sneak peek. So the main thing I did, I made a little bit of tweaks, like I added word of the year and just some minor changes, but the main thing I did was I put each category on its own page. So for instance, the yearly overview, I put it back to back, whereas before it used to be January through June here and July through December here. Now I put it back to back. Same thing with the monthly, weekly, and daily planners. I put it back to back, and the reason why I did that, I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place, is let's say you are a monthly and weekly planner but you're not a daily planner, then you can leave this part of the bundle out and just use these pages. Before, because the daily planner was like the first page on this side and the second page on this side, you wouldn't really be able to split it up. But now that I reorganize the pages like this, then now you can just use the pages that you need. So that's the biggest change to this bundle. It's going to be releasing hopefully next week, and I'll talk more about that later, but that's one of the major changes, and I'm really excited to use these for 2023 or to prepare for 2023. And then behind my goals bundle, I have my cleaning routines. I think I've showed this before, but now it's all filled out. And now that we're back in routine in our new house, I really hope to follow this routine. This is basically my cleaning routines and my cleaning zones. And then here is my monthly section. And I think I showed this last time. This is the quarterly planner. I tweaked it a little bit and I started using it. I just barely started using it. That's why it's kind of like bare. But I just use this for bigger projects that I need to see kind of like a couple of months at a time. So for instance, this is for Q3 2022. You can split it up whichever way you want, but basically it shows like a 3-month view and then like a to-do list here and then a notes page on the back. And then here I used our important dates insert to list some releases or ideas for releases for the upcoming months. So that's what I use that for. And then this bottom tab takes me to the current month. So my monthly inserts, I also tweaked these for 2023. And so I've been using this and playing around with it and tweaking it as I go to get them set for the new year before I release it in the shop. So let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions before I finalize. But I basically changed this front page. It's always been a perpetual calendar, but I split it up into two. I wanted to put a heading up here, and then here is how the monthly layout looks like. It's basically the same, except I changed the bottom because I know in my 2022 inserts, sometimes these bottom lines would be on both sides, and sometimes they would only be on one side, depending on how many like Mondays in the month there are. So sometimes there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For most months, we only need 5 weeks, but on some months, the last Monday goes into like a 6th row. And so that was messing up the format, and then it would kind of confuse some people. So I decided to keep it consistent. These lines will only be on the right side. And then when there's no need for this 6th row, then I don't know if you can see here on camera, but it's just lightly numbered for the following month. And even for me, this is August going to the 31st, but since I have it lightly numbered through September, then I could kind of pre-plan this week as a whole week instead of having to flip to the next month. So I think that's kind of helpful. And then I just kept this bottom section for projects for the month. But of course, you could always cover that up and use it however you like. And then the back, as always, is notes. So I like to use this notes page for my design notes. And then this is September. So typically I would have a quarter in here, so it'd be July, August, and September. I only have August and September in here because that's when I started this new tweaked design for our monthly layout. September isn't planned out yet. Today is the 15th, so I'll be planning September very soon. And then here I have the important dates for 2023. So because I only keep 3 months at a time in here, then any future dates I need to know, I can just mark down on this insert. So then my next section is my weekly section. And when you first flip to that, I have this content planner. I can't remember if I've ever showed this before. I want to start doing more with content, and this will help me kind of track how I publish the content across all the platforms. And then here I have my past weeklies throughout August. So this is another big change. So usually I do my favorite weekly fold out inserts, which I've been using for years. I decided to try something a little bit different. I don't know if I'll stick. I've been trying out 2 different layouts for the past few weeks. This is the first one. So this is like a week on 4 pages. So it has a sidebar column, and then it has Monday on this side, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So a week on 4 pages. I really like this because it has the same kind of spacing of my fold out, so lots of room, lots of space, enough space for a full box and the quarter boxes and half boxes and stuff like that. However, I don't know, having my week spread across like this was kind of confusing. I haven't ruled this out, but it's kind of iffy because I don't know, my brain just wasn't working that way for some reason. So this is one option. This is the first option I tried. And then the second option I tried was this. So it's a week across 2 pages, but I can see my whole week at one glance without having to flip pages. So the first page is kind of like what I had on my fold out, just like a week overview. I did add some lines here just to help with like writing straight and stuff like that. And then the back side, because I lost the flaps where I had lists, I added just 3 lists on the back side, which is, I think, sufficient. And I really like this layout except for 2 things. One, I really don't like a stacked Saturday and Sunday. I prefer to have each day have its own columns because I'm just as busy on the weekends as I am on the weekdays. So cutting that space in half for each of those days is kind of a squeeze for me, but I'm still sticking through it and I'll show you in a minute. But then the second thing was I added these lines, as I always do, to split up today, personal to do, business to do. But I don't know, I just didn't like the way it looked. This is okay, but then when it got here, it's just like there's so many lines and my brain was like, what's going on? It was kind of confused. I know that's so neurotic, but you know, our brains work the way they work, and my brain wasn't liking that. So this was the second week in August. And then, oh, I redid the second week in August to try something else. So instead of drawing the lines, I used my Tombow to make like my own headers. So I have my today, personal to-dos, business to-dos, and then I decided to split up Saturday and Sunday into 2 categories instead of 3 because obviously the space is much more limited. So I tried out like personal and biz or today in biz, you know, just using what I need. So I was testing that out. I do like how this looks a lot better, but it still seemed very, I don't know, like jumbled, I guess, or squished, or I don't know what it is, but I liked it a lot better, but I kind of felt like it was a little messy. I don't know. So then for this week, this weekly bottom tab brings me to the current week. And then I also use this divider for sticky notes for anything I want to note for the week. So for instance, I have a lot of mail I'm waiting on. A lot of this is for the girls' school stuff. Put it on a sticky note and I put it right here so I could check it off as I receive them. So here is the current week, and excuse my super crooked dots here. I use these gray dots to track my water, and then I log my meals here, and then I put sticky notes for my like tentative meal planning. As you can see, I still have to plan some stuff out. But anyway, when you go to the main section, I did the same thing as the previous week, except I tried doing printing in the headers instead of my handwriting because I thought it might make it a little bit more clean. And I feel like it does. I feel like it makes it more clean. I did the same thing on Saturday and Sunday. I decided to do a today and to do. So I can put both personal and business tasks here, which I normally don't like to do. I like to split it up. But because I do less to-dos on the weekends, then it might work out. So I'm testing this out. Overall, I really like seeing my week like this rather than on the 4 pages per week where I had to keep flipping, but I'm still struggling with the space. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys like? I'm really curious if you guys like this week on 4 pages or this, I mean, it's still a week on 4 pages, but the weekly view itself is across 2 pages like this. So which one do you guys like better? And if we all like this the best and I go forward with it, I might make some sticker headers that are small, like 0.75, like 3/4 of an inch, with a light background and printed font. So let me know in the comments below what you guys like. And then on the back, I just have those lists, like I said. So I have personal, business, and errands. I think those are the top 3 lists that I need. One thing I forgot to mention is I can't put full boxes here really. So that's the other thing about this, is I can't use my full boxes, which I really love using my full boxes, as a lot of you guys know. So we'll see about that. The next section is my daily section. So this is something new. I made this insert, and if you guys like it, I can offer it in the shop, but it's daily routines. And so it's just my morning routine, my daily admin routine, and my daily evening routine. And then on the back is just blank lined pages, but I've been putting sticky notes here for customer service. I blocked out that information to protect privacy. And then for anything else, like here, I was checking product. So these would change as needed, but I just use it like a sticky note dashboard here. And then I have my daily spreads. So I did play with changing up my daily insert. So what I changed here is I added some headers here, remember and priority. And then I removed the lines down here because I was gonna add in between times, like 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30. But when I did that, I didn't have enough space to go to like 9 or 10. I think I only had enough space to go to like 7. I don't know. For me, that's super unuseful because my days go all the way to at least 9 or 10. And so I did make it till 10, but I still missed those lines at the bottom for extra notes. So I reverted back to my original. I know some people do like the in-between times, but I feel like you can easily add, you know, like 6:30 for 6:30 and stuff like that. You can easily change these times, in my opinion. And I just felt for the design, I'm just flipping through this so you guys can see how I used my daily inserts. But I just feel like for the functionality of this insert, I really like this extra space down here for notes. So as usual, here is my daily dashboard, I call it. So here on this day tab at the bottom is just the clear divider, and I have an ollie clip on here to clip my task cards and also any notes, receipts, anything I need like front and center so I don't forget. I can clip it here. And then right behind that I have my goals, like my more long-term goals tracker. I think I showed this before. So I have a long-term goal through November starting today. So I'm going to start tracking it here. On the back is just like a notes page. And then here I have my monthly tracker with all my main priority goals for wellness, family, and the business. I put one of our transparent strips here because I'm starting today. Everything's starting today, August 15th, just because this is the week my girls start school. So I feel like I'm more likely to stick to my habits and routines. So that's that. So I have enough pages to last me through the end of August, I believe. And then we come to my back 4 categories. So before I mentioned that I took all of this stuff out and I put it in my iPad. I decided to add it back in because as much as the iPad system was working for me, and I still do use my iPad for other uses like note-taking, brainstorming, project planning, I found that whenever something's on my iPad, I just don't look at it as much as I do as I look at things in my planner. So I moved a lot of stuff back to my planner so I can just look at it more often, like it's in my face more often. So in the first section, it's wellness, and here I have my health stats that I'm tracking, and then I have also health appointments like vaccines and just some follow-up stuff and dental work. And then I have my family section. So here I'm almost done with the remaining items for my daughter's school prep, as well as the remaining items for our moving. My next section is my business section. I have some tax prep stuff I need to take care of. I'm also keeping track of your guys' requests for stickers, inserts, vellum, product. I do have a running list on my iPad, which I'm gonna transfer some of that information over to this insert. And then my last section is finances. Here I have just our spending, like our spending account. We have different accounts. This is just for like groceries and miscellaneous spending. So I keep track of it here. I have this little pocket here where I keep the receipts that I need to log here. And then I have our budget worksheet. So this is something new for myself. I just made this. I was doing this on my iPad and then I decided to make it into an insert for myself. So this is my worksheet, what I use to do our budget. If you guys want me to do a video on how I do my finances, let me know in the comments and then I can kind of go over like a mock setup. And then in the back, I have my cards. So I actually moved my main cards to a wallet, like a thin little card holder wallet. These are my secondary cards that I use occasionally. I decided to put these in here for just in case. I also keep some checks back here. And then in this pocket, which I actually made, I'm so I was going to share this on a Reels because I was so proud of it. I made this just buying cardstock and finding a template on the Silhouette store and putting it together myself. And it's like that taupe color that I've been obsessed with. But what I use this for is for receipts that I need to make returns on. So that's that. And then I have a page lifter. And then back here, I have my notepad, which I've actually been using so much, and I just put a new one in because I used up my other one. I have some stickers back here, and I have one of our planner cards back here with my information on the back, and then my usual Frixion pen, and that's it. My updated setup. I love it so much. It is kind of chunky, and when I close it, it's kind of like I had to press down to close it. You can see it's a tight squeeze, but I was like going through it and I feel like I can't really empty anything out. But I'm really enjoying the setup. I feel like it's working so well for me, and it just makes me happy. I've been doing those silent flip throughs for myself all the time. That's how you can tell when you're really happy with your setup, is when you're doing flip throughs for yourself. So yeah, that's it. That's my updated flip through. Again, let me know in the comments any comments, suggestions, or questions you have about our new inserts, sticker, insert, product requests, anything like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.